really appreciate her in everything that she does. She has a big heart. She is a wonderful lady. Well, I want to appreciate all of us for taking your time to be with us here today. I know this is a sacrifice that you've made to be here. I know you have other engagements, but you decided to be here today because you want to learn. Now, before I say something here, I want us to be open-minded because we've come to learn. I want us to take notes because it is important. The reason we came is because we want to learn. And you cannot learn if you are not open-minded. Let me say 2 years ago, I could not speak in front of people. I could not speak before people. I came to know someone in my life who started something in me, which changed the whole of my life. I could not speak before people. I could not do a presentation. I was shy. I was timid. But this guy saw something in me. He has never met me in person, but through interaction, through talking, he saw something in me. And he was ready to help me. Now, I was interested to learn because he was my mentor. I wanted to be like him. So I was open-minded to learn. And indeed, he was able to teach me to remove the fear in me, you know. He helped me so much because sometimes he could do things that I thought I could not be able to do. One time he set me up. He was supposed to do a presentation, and unfortunately, he got an emergency, and he had to leave. And I had people in the Zoom. I didn't know what to tell them, but I had to sweat. My mouth got dry because I didn't know what to do. But guess what? I had to do a presentation. And that gave me some courage. So I did a lot of learning, a lot of research, a lot of practice, a lot of talking to myself in the mirror, you know, assuming that I'm talking to people. And that really gave me courage. And so when he came, I was in the middle of presentation. And at the end of it, he really, really congratulated me and told me, because I knew I was messing up big time, but he saw something and he worked on me. And I have always listened to what he tells me because he has good intentions. He's a coach because that is what he does. He teaches people. He refused to be called a leader, you know. He refused to be called a leader. So for you to be, to learn, you must be open-minded. That's the first thing. The second thing is you must be teachable, you know. Many people think they know, but I believe we learn from each other. So you must be ready to be taught. And whatever you learn, it is important to practice. You know, one time somebody told me, if you want to know that you've understood what you've been taught, is to teach others what you learn. And that's what I've been doing. Whatever I learn, I teach, because I want to be a coach like my good friend. So without further ado, I want to welcome the man I love, the man who has been my mentor, my coach. He is firm, he is strict, and he is a man of integrity. He's a gentleman. When he says it, he does it. And he teaches us what he does. He doesn't teach people what he doesn't do. So he is a man I respect. We've been in this business for quite some time. I know him. I know his heart. When he's mad, I know. And when he's happy, I know. This is a man that is going to speak to us today. Coach Chris Rosario, the mic is yours.
Can you hear me, my brother?
Yes, loud and clear.
You got to stop doing that. You're going to get me in tears. You got me emotional. But I really appreciate everything you say about me, because yes, I'm transparent. I say what I say. Sometimes I'm quiet. That means also I'm telling something. But I'm so proud of you, man. You've been growing. You've been doing your due diligence. You've been putting your part. So thank you for allowing me to be the coach. So now, welcome everyone. I know I have a couple of people having here in this time frame. And today, congratulations. I want you to go high five, everyone high five, because it is the very first training. This is the very first training that we conduct at this time frame with this special group. So if you allow yourself to high five, it would be great so we can have a screenshot. It's good that we don't have a lot of participants also, because, let me see. Yeah, high five, Christopher. So please raise your hands if you know how to do it. So I want to take a screenshot and celebrate that we are here for our very first time. Christopher, some people maybe do not have the microphone activated, so can you private chat with them and let them know that the microphone has to be open in order for them to listen. So Luis, high five, my man. Thank you for being here with us also. And Dilo, high five to you. Gail, high five to you. So thank you for being with us in our very first training. And today, I call it the team dynamic because I feel like talking to the team, like strategizing with the team. This is not designed for prospects right now. So if it's any prospect with us, I appreciate if you let me know. You can chat if you are a prospect, or if you are somebody that have a prospect over here. Let me know in the chat so we can move forward and also provide information needed for any new person. Today I want to discuss a matter of fact, I had to tell you that I just came out of a leadership training with the top producers of the company, including Cowboy, Coach King, Eddie Carter. Some of them, I just want to mention a couple of them. But leadership training, coincidence that he was touching a topic a little bit like looking like this one that I'm going to be presenting to you. Another thing before we get started is that I need to announce that we're going to lack Fridays at this time frame, the same time, at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Kenya, and 7 p.m. Nigeria, and other locations in Africa. This time frame is designed to protect you, to empower you, and to help you build your business and your team. So take full advantage of this event, because sometimes we have a guest, sacrificing time, taking the schedule or breaking the schedule, like I said, to be with us. And every Friday, we're thinking about having a special guest. Next Friday, he's going to be with us. Basically, the person that is the first star of the company, first 2 stars, first 3 stars, first 5 stars, first 6 stars of the company, the Cowboy Jeff. He's going to be with us on Friday in a one-to-one, face-to-face atmosphere. So today is like a preamble, like it's a pre-workout of that coaches halftime that we're gonna call it Friday or Funny Fridays. But man, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some of you developing, some of you will be a guest and put a testimonial. So we want you also to grow to a presenter and develop the skills and develop all and take all the tools needed to handle this business appropriately. So today I have a very special tool. I don't know if you hear Mr. John Rakitan saying at our invitation um, yesterday, he was saying that 70% of the people in the business do not recruit, but 30% do. Let me repeat that. 70% of the people in this business do not recruit, but 30% do recruit. Now, guess who is in that 30%? All of the top producers. So there is a reason they're recruiting. Mark Andrews right now is the top number one earner of the company. When he signed up, he brought investors. He brought people to cut up on the IMC token to perform immediately. So because of that, he breaks all the records. But the man has credibility and he was bringing people with, the experience and knowledge and the awareness that he got credibility. Now, let me ask you a question. And if you want to add something to this affirmation of myself, I really encourage you. If you want to, you can raise your hand. I will give you the microphone. Why do you think Michael Andrew, a guy that teaches people how to become billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires can be in this industry? Why do you think he's recruiting? Do you have an idea? Easy, Eddie Carter, one of the company's best presenters. Now let me ask you a question also. What do you think Easy is recruiting? Why Coach King is recruiting? Why Bartolo is recruiting? So that 30% of the recruiting group of the company includes the top producers. There is a reason why. Recruiting gives you leverage. You make money from other people's money, and you make money from other people's efforts. You, matter of fact, make money leveraging location. What about me being in New York and my sister from another mother girl being in Ohio? So I'm leveraging because my business is growing in Ohio. So I was thinking about why people do not recruit. Any one of you have an idea? Why the top producers are into the 30% of the recruiters? Why? Why they look for leverage and money, production, volume, bonuses? All these guys are breaking records. So what do you think is the reason people do not recruit? Anyone that wants to bring a comment there? Anyone that can open the microphone? I would appreciate if you raise your hand if you have an idea of why that 70% of people do not recruit. Wait, okay, Dylan?
It's because they don't understand either the system, or if not, they're so used to being independently working for themselves, or like your like the gentleman was speaking a bit earlier, in a like he was speaking earlier, like in a form of teamwork and working on one accord, somebody has to lead. So therefore that means that person has to be at the front of the room, or the front of, or ahead of the call, to basically lead and guide people through. And then some people, they may know, they may know a little bit of the system or something like it. And then but then sometimes they they think that they don't want to misguide anybody. So those would be the things that I would think that would be the reason why.
And my brother, you are absolutely right. But I need to add something to that. Some people, matter of fact, I had to reply to something that you said. You said that people are accustomed and they have the habit to do things by themselves, to work for themselves. Do you agree that that's exactly what you said before, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you realize that also the guys that recruit become star producers, they are self-made, successful. They're working for themselves also. By recruiting and building a business through production, they're taking care of themselves. And that's something that people do not understand. Do you understand what I mean there, Dylan, right?
Yeah, of course. And then again, that relies back to what I was just pretty much saying. It's either they don't understand the system effectively to the point that they could just rock the system, to see things come to pass, or to see, everything working for them in their favor, as well as the team, because that's what's mainly most of all. That's mainly most of all important. When you actually, take care of the team, by default, you're taking care of yourself. So
I can guess that you can see the picture in my computer, right? My screen.
yes, the 4 steps to success.
Because that's exactly what I'm gonna discuss. But let me continue with this topic. People do not recruit like Dylan was talking about because they don't feel comfortable recruiting. They don't feel comfortable talking to people. They're afraid of rejection. Um, like the number one excuse of not recruiting is I like to do things myself. But that's a big excuse because doing things by yourself is losing leverage. The only time that you produce is when you do something or when you act on something. But that takes leverage away from you. Okay? You lose advantages if you're the only person recruiting and you are the only person investing and you are the only one. So one of the excuses of today's industry is that, oh, I like the business, but I do not like to invite people. I can invest, but I am not interested in building a team. I can invest. I am not interested in recruiting. Raise your hand if you hear that before. If you hear somebody telling you, sounds good, I can become an investor, but I don't want to invite people. I don't want to recruit. Have you heard that one? Raise your hand, please. Or maybe you said that before to somebody else. So let me give you now the reason number one people do not recruit is because they do not have the tools. It's not because they don't like it. It's not because they are afraid. It's not because they lack confidence. The reason they are not recruiting is because they do not identify the tools on how to recruit. They don't have a system to do it. So I'm going to discuss a couple of stuff over here, a couple of topics for you to understand the 4 steps, simple 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and steps to success recruiting. Let me tell you what's going to be. And with these 4 steps, you actually master the networking business, and you become one of that 30% of the people that have large organizations. But before I go to that, I need you to understand that there is 3 principles of success recruiting that you need to understand. 3 principles. Duplication is number 1. Consistent effort is number 2. And time is number 3. You need to understand these 3 principles in order for you to become a recruiter. I need you to understand that and pay value to that. And like I said before, it is very recommended that you take notes every time you are attending a training. It doesn't matter if you are going to be provided with a recording. Taking notes create a relationship with the information. You leave the information. You create it in the paper. Okay? So expect success. Do not expect failure. Failure is only real when you give up trying. That's the only time failure becomes real, when you say no more. As soon as you're trying, failure is just a process. So expect success no matter what. So these are the 4 steps that I want to introduce to you today. As a matter of fact, we're going to review that maybe on Friday again. These are the 4 steps for effective recruiting. Step number 1 is approach. In order for you to recruit somebody, you need to approach somebody. You need to get closer. You need to open a conversation with that somebody. You need to use what we call the icebreakers. Okay? So number 1 is approach. The number 2 is expose. After you approach somebody, you need to expose that somebody to the information. And the number 3 will be validate the information. Number 4 will be enrolling. And let me repeat, most people do not recruit effectively, and they have the excuse, I don't like to recruit. I can do things myself. But that's a big excuse, because top money earners today on any company, in any industry, they are recruiters. So I do not buy that one, that you don't like to recruit. You just don't know how. So first of all, understand these 4 steps: approach, expose, validate, and enroll. Separate them one by one. So let's talk about the first one, which is the approach. And you can talk about people approach people in social media. I remember when I created this training a long time ago. I created that training. Give me 1 second, because Coach King is calling me by the other line. Let me let him know that we are in this training. Coach King, we are training right now. If you want to jump in, or I'll call you back when I finish.
Okay, yeah, I've been busy all morning.
Okay.
Bye.
I'll call you back then, or you can jump into the training if you need it.
Okay, bye.
Okay. So let me continue here. You can approach people face to face, in a phone call, through social media, and I can tell you this. Hundreds of millions of people are visiting those sites, social medias, every day. And I created a content over here that is not related to what we're doing today, because the industry shift to a crypto world. So we are more involved with the crypto world than what we are with social media today. But we also have to and have the possibility of monetizing social media. So you can recruit through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even YouTube or Twitter, any one of those social media platforms you can use it for recruiting. But Avoid spamming. So when you become a spammer, a lot of people will be rejecting you on any group. It's very uncomfortable to have somebody spamming groups, sending email without not knowing anybody, saying hello to people that they don't even know. I'm gonna teach you little by little on how you can approach people there appropriately. Okay? So that's the number one thing you need to understand, approaching people appropriately. And let me give you an idea of what I'm saying right here. If I have a friend that I have not talked for a long time, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, and I have a lot of them, my prospect list actually is about 3,000 names. So I don't need anybody to tell me that I have to write 50 names to get successful doing this business. I don't have a prospect list. And I wanted to adopt that concept. I don't have a prospect list. What I have is a contact list. Most people put together a prospect list, 20 people to 30 people to 50 maybe, and they try those people one by one, and they finish, the prospect list is gone. So I killed that concept. I don't have a prospect list. What I have is a contact list where everybody's in there. Everybody. When I was doing real estate, I was not just building my clients prospecting list. I have everybody in my list: the attorneys, the sellers, the buyers, the title company, the appraisal company, um, the other professionals that sell my houses, or the professionals that buy my houses. When I was selling, I got buyers. When I go buying, I had to call another real estate professional. So guess what? I learned on building my contact list, not my prospect list. So I hope that you adopt that concept today and you start writing names today, writing names and adding names every day. If you are not adding names every day, then you don't have a contact list that is progressing or growing your business. Okay, so let me go back to the approach. Approaching somebody is key element on recruiting. And when you have a friend and this is the first approach, sometimes you cannot look like you're talking business. You have to wear another kind of clothing, not the business professional trying to convince somebody. That's why a lot of people reject you. Because as soon as you talk to somebody, it's a business matter. You have to kill that. You have to say hello genuinely to people. You have to be genuine when you approach and you ask people questions. So if I just met with a friend of mine that I had a long time not see him, I gotta be genuine and say, "Oh my God, long time don't see you. How's the family going? How you doing?" When you ask those questions, pause and listen, because whatever he said or she said is key element with that ingredient that I call relationship when you're recruiting. Let me go back to this. If I have long time that I have not seen you talk to Harriet, I cannot go, "Oh, Harry, I got to tell you about our business." No, I can't go like that. I have to go, "Harry, how you doing? Long time no see you. How's your family? How's your normal life?" And when she said, "Family's okay," go and ask her, "So everybody's doing okay? What about health? Psychology? What about this pandemic, global pandemic? Everything is okay for real? And your family?" "Yes, I'm glad." "So how's your life? How's you doing today?" And when you ask, "How are you doing today?" please be genuine. Pay attention to what this person said. If you don't pay attention, you're gonna make a mistake 3 minutes after you ask that question. "How are you doing, Harry? How's your life? How's business?" Let her answer, but pause. Pay attention to the answer. "Oh, I'm doing good. Great. I remember once, a long time ago, that I asked my friend here, Luis Urina. Luis started a business on a mobile accessories, selling, cellular accessories and other goods. And he started up, small business. And I remember me asking my friend Louis, that he's here, so glad he's here. And I asked Louis, how you doing? He was like, oh man, good, fantastic. Little tired. I said, what's going on? How's your business? I hear that, and I know that you started your own business. How's it going? Congratulations. And I remember Louis telling me, congratulations? Chris, I missed my daughter. I don't know if it was like a party, a personal party, I don't know, a private party that she was inviting him. And I said, so how's that? He said, because now I'm in the business until 10 p.m. in the night. I'm there early in the morning. I have no time to eat. I'm working 7 days. So actually, a lot of people go to an entrepreneur movement to start up a business, but actually, instead of owning a business, that business owns your life. It takes everything away from you, and you barely make a living. A lot of people go through that. So when you ask somebody, how are you doing or how is your business, pay attention. Whatever signs of happiness is a clue, and whatever sign of unhappiness or frustration is another sign. It gives you tips. It gives you signs for you to talk about another things in the future. But if you don't pay attention, if you are not doing this on purpose, if you just want to talk business and you are not listening with your 2 ears, then you're missing out what we call the first step, which is approaching your friends or approaching somebody. It's got to be genuine. You got to pay attention. Approaching is not presenting, it's approaching. Now, when you end in that approach, or when that person replies to you, let me tell you what's going to happen. What do you think is going to happen if I ask Harriet, how you doing? How's the business? And she said, I'm doing good. The business is like always. You know what's going to happen if I pause? Eventually, she's going to be asking, what about you? What is it that you're doing now? Or how your business is going? Do not jump on top of the chair showing up that that's what you're looking for. Be cautious. Be genuine, like I said before. If my friend that is for a long time, I don't see him, I'm saying hello, I want to hear from him, I want to know what he's doing, I want to know he's open. The worst thing that I can do is when he asks me, what about you, what you doing? Is jump into top business right there and then. Don't do that. You kill what you already earned. You earn in trust, you earn in respect, and by doing that, you lose that respect. You're going to be losing. So this is what to do. If that friend is asking me, Chris, what about you? How you doing? I'm going to go like, oh, that's going to be a long story. I just want to enjoy saying hello. I'm so glad to see you again. But me telling you what I'm doing now, it's going to be a little bit crazy. I'm opening myself in a new venture on marketing, but it's going to be a long conversation, man. That's going to be another appointment. Now, you notice I pause. Because that pause and that's going to be a long talking, that's a hook. That's a hook. That's a bait. You need to use it appropriately. You earn respect. If you do that, you earn so much respect that at that moment your prospect is gonna be like, oh, so why you're so, so tight on sharing me what you're doing? Then I'm gonna go now because it's gonna be a long conversation, and I really want to talk business right now. But let me ask you a question. When can we sit down for 5 minutes talk? When is the best time that I can give you a phone call? It may be I'm gonna share with you what I'm doing. I'm very excited with what I'm doing. I don't think this is the moment. So when do you have 15, 20 minutes to talk business, enjoy a coffee? Look at this. That approach is becoming an appointment. A 1, 2, 3 steps. Do not approach in buying percent at the same moment you're curious about your friends. If you're doing that, you're becoming somebody else. Everybody's doing the same thing out there. Everybody's doing the same. And that's why 70% of people do not want to recruit because they do not know how. They just copycat whatever somebody's doing to them. You are not learning the process. And leaders out there are not interested on showing you the process. Coaches, yes, we do. We care about it. But leaders out there, they just want you to follow whatever commands that they gave you. Are you happy with that? I am not. I am not happy obeying commands. But yes, I'm happy to learn new skills. And I'm happy to have coaches like Bartolo, Coach Ken, Eric, Jeff. I listen to this guy with so much respect. But again, let me go back to this. When you earn respect, take it. Be careful. Learn the process. Adapt to it. Now let me give you one hint on why so many people fail out there. And I wanted to write this one down. Matter of fact, I'm recording it, and I'm streaming live to YouTube. So I'm guessing some people is listening to us. I'm right now streaming live in YouTube. I know some people out there is listening to this or will listen to this. Let me give you the reason why people fail in their work. What is the problem number one? Listen to this. The problem number one in the industry is too many distributors. Too many distributors providing too much information to so many people with not interest. Too many distributors providing too much information to so many people that have no interest. That's the problem number one with the industry. Talking to somebody that is not listening. I'm going to teach you how you can get that person listening to you. How many of you like that? How many of you would like to hear how to get somebody asking you instead of you telling them? How many of you like that? Or like to hear how to do it? So if you know the problem, then you can fit the solution. You can pick up the solution. So what is the solution of the bigger problem? Pre-qualify the prospects. Do not talk to them. Pick the interest. Approach them the right way so you pre-qualify them in that very first exposure. Let me go to this one. Now that I had the approach done with my friend Harriet, okay, now Harriet, I just met with her for, after a long time, maybe 2 years, maybe a year, maybe 5 years, maybe 2 months. It doesn't matter. And I want to hear what she's doing and how she's doing and how excited or frustrated is she with whatever she is doing. But when she asking me, so what is it that you're doing? Now I'm killing that number one problem in the industry. She's asking me, what is it that you're doing, Chris? Then I'm going to go, that's going to be a long story. But let me ask you, Harriet, when do you have 10, 15 minutes so we can chat, enjoy coffee, and then at that moment I will tell you what I'm doing. Yes, I'm excited. I'm opening myself into new venture in marketing. I'm excited about it. I'm learning a lot. But I can't go through that right now. It's not going to have time for you. I'm going to break the excitement that I have by meeting you. You know what I'm doing? I'm opening her curiosity. She's more curious about what I'm doing that she was when I said hello at first instant. She want to know. Now, let me ask you, Harriet, how do you feel about the new technology in finance, combining? How does this new economy is affecting you? Do you want to know how you picking somebody's interest? Ask that question to everyone that you met. Pedro, hey, how you doing? Yes. Let me ask you a question out of curiosity. How does this new economy, these changes, this, new kind of failure in economy, how this is affecting you? You can call it anything you want. The dollar is every day with less value. The inflation is every day more crazy. And finance, people do not know how to manage finance any longer. So that question is a key question. How does technology and finance affecting your life right now? Oh, I'm frustrated. Have you heard about the blockchain or digital currencies? Oh, yes. When you ask that question, you got two things. She either do not know anything about finance and crypto world and blockchain and digital currencies. Maybe she had no clue. And if she had no clue, how many of you believe that this is an advantage for you? Now, what if it's the opposite, like happened to me yesterday, that I asked somebody, oh, have you heard about a blockchain in the crypto world? And that person laughed at me, like, why are you laughing? Yeah, Chris, I have about 7 different coins. I know everything about crypto. Now, let me ask you a question. How happy do you think I was when I hear that? So you should be happy, whatever is the answer. What do you know about the crypto world? Nothing. Yes, that's a good news for you. Oh, I know everything about it. That's another good news for you. Learn not to come crazy telling people how they're going to be rich and they're going to be out of the financial situation by building a network marketing MLM program, convincing their friends. Don't do that. It's step by step. So the first step is let me go back to that because I really got stuck there on the approach. So many ways. And to finish that topic, I created like a kind of set of questions for my approach. Write it down. I always ask, okay, how do you feel about the digital currencies today? That's one question. Another one that I always ask is, how does the financial, the new economy is affecting you? How comfortable are you with technology? What do you mean? Yeah, how comfortable are you with technology? Yeah, but what do you mean? What kind of technology? My brother, everything is technology today. Social media is technology. The internet is technology. The crypto world, the new digital world is technology. How do you feel about it? Oh, some people even say that technology and money are the antichrist. Like this is the end of the world. Some people believe that this is the end of the world. Other ones believe that this is the best opportunity ever to get ahead in life, to get financially stable. Okay, so it's depending on how you see it. But create an anticipation, create a conversation to approach your friends that is not about getting crazy about money or a new business. Do not talk about a new business. Matter of fact, I never invite anybody to look at a business. I always invite people to evaluate information about a new trend that is developing in their new economy. I'm not going to be asking Harriet, Harry, what about you have an opportunity to go to a Zoom meeting tonight so you can see a business presentation? How many of you have done that? This morning I was asking somebody if that somebody, a friend of mine, already approached a friend that we mentioned. And you know what he told me? Oh, I already sent the link to him. What? How many of you have done that? How many of you are guilty right now of sending a link, your referral link, to everybody you know without not even saying hello? How many of you have done that? Let me tell you the truth. I believe that's very disrespectful. Matter of fact, I gotta share you something, and I hope I can open my cellular and show you a very interesting texting that I have with somebody in the Facebook Messenger. That person was spamming to me. He was, when I noticed I don't have this person in my contact, and he said, "Hola, hello." How many of you have that like 3 times a day? Hello, how you doing? But you don't know that person. That's a scammer right there. It's a scam. And when they go like that, I have a way of going back to them and taking an advantage. So when these guys say hello to me, instead of me blocking him and killing that hello, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something very bad, but I'm gonna send the video to this person right now. The video with John Racketson presentation. So I just copy and paste. Ah, person has the email. I mean the video. So he texts me back, what's that? I said, oh, I'm sorry. I think I forwarded to you by mistake. But anyway, take a look. Give me your opinion when you have done. Guess what happened? That person texted me about an hour after. Hey, Chris, I don't know if you remember me. I was at the same group you was when this and this and this company. I will tell you this. I played the video. I don't even know that guy. He said that I was in one group in another company like 5 years ago. But he know my name. Why? Because he's already following me in Telegram and WhatsApp. That's why he's spamming. But then he said, I played the video. And I was like, what? So you're just going to tell me that you played the video? There is nothing there that caught your attention. And he said, that was this morning. And he said, oh, yeah. So can you provide more information? And I said, I would be glad. Okay, I can assure that this is for you. I know that maybe you're looking for investment and things like that. Definitely I can. So I sent another 2 links to him. I sent a G-Point link. I sent a copy of the picture with the G-Point G-Point Visa. And I'm not feeding him everything in one shot. I'm showing a lot of patience, right? After 3 different postings, he asked me, so where is the referral link? So then I replied, you sound like you're interested. So I am. Do you speak English? He said, Chris, I speak Spanish. I speak English, both. I lived for 45 years in California. And then I asked, and this is a key. Guys, learn this. Please learn it. I asked him the permission. I said, should I send you the PowerPoint presentation in Spanish, or should I send you the PowerPoint presentation English? How many of you can guess what he replied to me when I said that? Any one of you have an idea what he replied when I said which of the 2 should I send? No one have an idea? Guys, you're so timid. Let me ask you to unmute. Maybe you can comment. Anybody with an idea? Deborah.
Yes. Well, he responded in Spanish.
You close, but a little bit more aggressive.
Oh, so he wanted both so he can
Yeah, you're
so
right.
he can send it to other people.
You're right there. He asked me, can you send both? I said, immediately. You, what can I say? You, you order is my command. Is that, I don't know how do I say it. But the key here is that I send it to him. I send the referral link, and I also edify tonight presentation, which is Michael Andrew will be presenting tonight. So I already edified Michael Andrew, and he replied that definitely he's gonna be there. These guys may be looking to expand people, and guess what? He ended up being bullied. I bully him. NBA Glory, do you want to add something? NBA, you can reply. Don't mute yourself. Okay, guys, don't get so timid. This is the gang. This is the team. So open those microphones and let's chat. So yes, he asked me for both. So what I'm teaching here is that be patient. Ask the person, make the person ask you for more. Do not overflow the information like opening a fire hydrant and get the person overwhelmed so he believes that he got everything. Do not give everything to that person the first day. Give piece by piece. It's very good food over here. So don't give the whole plate. So exposure is about sharing. That's exactly what I did. I exposed that person to the video, to the PowerPoint, to the some information he can process. So when you're doing that, you're creating not just respect because of the information, you're giving the sense that you are not desperate for them to jump into your business. Okay? It is very important that you show excitement, but not over excitement. I hope that you understand that one. So after the exposure, that you keep it simple, like I did. I don't want to become an expert. And guess what? People believe that I'm an expert in presenting, and I always say that I am not. I was joking with Jeff the Cowboy today because Jeff says exactly what I said. Jeff says, I am not a presenter. I love to hear Eddie Carter presenting, Michael Andrew, and Mr. David Lewis, and John Raggett, and they are presenters. But he said, I'm more like a teacher. I'm more like sharing my testimonial. So I feel more comfortable when another person is presenting. I'm not a presenter. So I don't want to become the issue and the presenter for these guys. I want to show them that what I do is simple and duplicatable. So when you are like pretending to be the presenter and you open the PowerPoint, read it. Do not try to do what I do sometimes that I feel it. I create stories behind the topics. Don't do that because then you're gonna get off track. Read the PowerPoint. And when you read, 100% of the information is correct. It's there. So you're not making mistake. Do not change the facts because most of the time there is a reason that PowerPoint is there to guide you. The PowerPoint is not the presentation. The PowerPoint is a tool to guide you into the different topics of presenting. I need you to get that one too. So after the exposure, you're gonna look for validation or for evaluation. I call it this the evaluation process inside the exposure. And when you ask somebody, the key question I always teach, and I think Christopher knows this, by default. My first question for closing, and some people do not know how to close. This is my closing. I always ask, Harriet, with the information you process right now, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Do you see enough value for yourself? Does this worth your time? I always ask, do you see an opportunity for yourself? You know what most of us do at that moment? We convince the person. I told you it's a good company. I told you we're gonna break record. I told you this is the best exchange, the best IMC crypto. We changing the world. I told you, and this is what I validated myself. And the person is just quiet listening to you. That's the main reason of people joining the business and not showing up for the next 2 months because they do not even have an idea why they sign up. Because you took away the evaluation from them. When you ask people, do you process the information and you found anything of value for you? That person will tell you. And guess what? 9 out of 10 with this opportunity, 9 out of 10 is, of course. That's the answer. It's not yes. Harry, with the information you process within this presentation, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Most of the time, the answer is, of course. I see an opportunity there. Does that mean that person is getting involved? No. But it's a big chances right now that that person will be involved because he is out loud expressing his evaluation, not you. So now it's about him or her, not about you. Learn to do that. Hurry. After evaluating the presentation tonight, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Of course. Now, here's the second question. What do you see? What is the point of the presentation that gives you click? What is the point of this evaluation that says, I like that, I love it, I can do that? What was it? Now that person is going to tell you, it's either the MC talking, if that person says, oh, I love the talking, then you're going to go, me too. If that person says, oh, I like the G point, guess what you're going to say? Me too. Oh, I like that the company is legal. What you going to say? Amazing. That's one of the main reasons I got involved. So when that person gives you their evaluation, you give them your validation. But in case that person have any questions on the exposure, matter of fact, let me give you this signs of interest. At this moment of the evaluation, ask that person for their, not their opinion, ask that person for their evaluation. Do never ask somebody, what do you think? Please, never, ever, ever ask your prospect, what do he thinks or she thinks about the opportunity? If you do that, you're killing the closing. It's not about what he thinks or she thinks. It's about how is the evaluation. Do you see an opportunity for yourself? It's not about what you're thinking. Tell me yes or no. I got to the point that when somebody's bringing challenges in that closing for me, I got to the point that I asked, Harry, okay, let me give you a more simple question. Even in the fact that maybe not for you, even that you say maybe, okay, I'm full, my table is full of opportunities, I have no time. Even in that scenario, it is an opportunity for somebody else in this information, yes or no? Most of the time when I go there, they're going to go, oh, of course, yes. But guess what? They represented themselves when they say, of course, yes. So when I ask somebody, if it's not for you, do you still believe that there is an opportunity on this information? They're going to go, oh, yes, definitely. So do you see maybe an opportunity of taking advantage? So that's my closing. That's my final closing. So Harry, you see an opportunity for yourself? Of course, yes. Okay, where do you see it? Oh, I like that the company is legal and registered in the United States. Okay, me too. So Harry, last question. So that means that you see yourself taking advantage, right? You're gonna be taking advantage of the opportunity. Oh, yes. Right here is like the pain. But when you close appropriately, there's no way that they can hide from you. Then you can edify the system by saying, oh, you can register right now because the registration is free. You can choose your method or you can choose your level of participation later. I never said you can buy your package later. But this person getting to the free registration and then choosing the level he's going to be participating is their choice, it's not your choice. They choosing the level of payout they wanted. They're not just buying a package. So look for the sign of interest when you're asking questions. Also, if it's no interest, ask for referrals. Like I say, if it's not for you, do you see an opportunity for somebody else to find value in the information? You are not selling the opportunity. You are sharing the opportunity. You remember Bartolo talking about sharing and caring. Okay? You are the messenger. You are not the message. You are telling them something is going on, but something is not going on because of you. I'm almost done. Okay, this is a key question. I learned it, but I change it throughout the time. This question is that, is there anything else you need to know before I help you to enroll and start making money today? I think this is a push. This is pushing. This is pushing. I had to educate myself a lot to understand not to push the prospect because everyone have a different clock, a different time frame to process information. Let me tell you the truth. Cowboy Jeff was following with John Rakitan. Look at this. John Rakitan was a presenter yesterday. At this time frame, one of the best. But Cowboy was following up with John Rakitan for 3 months. He understands the enrollment process. After the first one, John Rakitan needs more information, needs to go and research, needs to cover the legal aspect of the company. And it took 3 months for him to say, okay, I'm in. But look at this. 6 stars, one of the top money earners of the company. You need to understand that, what I just said. That's why, Cowboy today is on top of everyone right here in this company. He got the understanding of the enrollment process. So some of us invite a person to a meeting, and that person says, I'm not interested right now, I have a lot of questions, and you will be afraid to call that person to say hello tomorrow. You're going to be afraid of calling that person next week. Next month, you don't even know why you're going to call that person because you don't have an appropriate follow-up system. And we're going to talk about that in future trainings. Validating is also a good way for bringing an expert. When somebody has questions, then you do a 3-way. Look at this. Bartolo is one of the best right here. And when Bartolo was talking to me first day, he did not want to become the issue. He was not the message. And I still remember 2 a.m. in the morning, and Bartolo brought to the call Jeff the Cowboy at 2 a.m. in the morning for a prospect that he believes may be understanding and see values. I was not in, but Bartolo do not become the expert, even that he is an expert. He used the validation format by bringing somebody else to the table. You can do that. When somebody have questions, ask them if it's going to be okay to bring somebody and have a Q&A for concerns. But listen to the language I'm using. If at the end you are interested, but you have concerns or questions, let me know so we can set up a Q&A session to address those concerns. Use that kind of language. Don't ask them, oh, why you have that question? Oh, let me see. Do not do that. Control your business, control your attitude, control your psychology. Okay, by the end, let me repeat again. Not doing all these little tricks that we shared today is the reason why people say I'm not recruiting. 70% of the people are missing out the information you're getting today. But this is just first day. It's a lot more. On these topics, we can spend a whole Super Saturday. A whole Super Saturday. Only the approach can be 2 hours. Training, strategizing. So do never feel overwhelmed of training information. Okay? And when you know the quality of the information, bring your team so they can learn the process. I'm going to leave it there. I just want to take advantage of that we're still here, and I know that most of the people that stuck until the end. Let me see. Oh, I got Harriet still there, Emmanuel, Dylan, Deborah, and I see some of the people maybe quit because too much information. I don't know, but maybe because also they may be occupied. But if any one of you have any question or concerns, or if any one of you want to open the microphone to make a comment, if you learned something today, open the microphone now so we can stay another 5 minutes, then we finish the call. So I'm going to allow everyone to unmute and give us a feedback on how do you feel about today's training.
The training was good, for one, and number two, and mainly most of all, number two, it like this is obviously not the first level marketing company that I've been a part of or whatever, but for me, it's mainly a refresher, and it also brings much more clarity and a strategy to be able to to pretty much seek out your prospects, and at the same time it also helps you in other areas too, just in life in general. So it was good. So it was a good teaching, you know what I mean? And mainly most of all, I feel like these type of calls are definitely necessarily needed, so that way we can then be able to start seeing a lot much more momentum, at least on my part.
We're gonna be very consistent, Dylan, on training different topics. What about the follow-up? What about handling objections? What about becoming an effective presenter? What about becoming a master closer? If you learn all those topics, will you be a recruiter? You understand what I mean? You're gonna enjoy it. Okay, so Deborah, and now is your opportunity. Deborah?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. What did you ask?
No, my question was if you have any comments or any review of what do you learn today because of this training. Yeah.
Yes, I do appreciate you taking your time to do the presentation and training us and helping us, because I've tried so many things, and I've tried talking to people and not knowing when or how to present whatever or tell them. I just wanted to share something with them, because it would be selfish of me to not share a money-making opportunity with people, but half the time I don't share anymore at all because I don't know how to keep a conversation going to really.
What do you learn today, Deborah? What do you say? This I learned, this is gonna be, I'm gonna apply this to my future approaching or prospecting. What do you learn today?
Well, I was trying to take screenshots of each thing that you were showing, but I think I missed some. But I mean, the way I learn is I have to go and write everything down that I see, and take notes of it more. and everything. But what I learned is that there's better ways of how to talk to people or how to communicate with them.
I agree. It's always room to improvement, always. So my recommendation for Friday, you have to be here and you have to have a notepad. I want only for trainings. Let me tell you guys, I was taking so much notes when I was learning the industry at the beginning that I have a black, like one of those agendas, we call it, keeping it, everything book, every appointment. And I still have like a book and I go back to review my trainings. So I recommend you buy one of those black agenda or those black notes so you can keep only for training and you go back anytime to that book. Friday, we're going to have a very good event. And very soon, we're going to have also Super Saturdays or super events to train for a couple hours. So thank you, Deborah. Anybody else that wants to jump in? Emmanuel, Harriet, any one of you? You can open your microphone yourself. Mr. Omega, anything that you learned today? I know that you had to attend to other businesses also. Anything that you keep from the training today, Mr. Omega?
I'm very sorry, I'm very busy. So I just have to come back. Hello, hello, sir.
Great. Let me open the microphone to NBA Glory.
Okay.
Glory, NBA Glory, can you open your microphone and share your, your values? Yes, your microphone is open.
In fact, I'm very grateful for today learning. Sometimes I've been finding it so difficult to talk to people, but today I am happy. I have learned how to introduce my business to my prospects. I'm grateful for the presentation this evening. Thank you very much.
You're going to learn a lot more, Glory, because it's not only about this 1 hour talking and giving you some advices. We have everything from the invitation to the conversation to answering questions to address concerns. When people reject, they call it objections, how to handle it, when somebody say, I don't have no time, when somebody say, I got no money, how you handle that, or I'm not interested, how you handle that. So you're going to be learning all that step by step, but it's not going to be one time. You got to be on most of the trainings that I do. It's like a sequence. Today I discuss something. Next time I change the topic to another topic. But I'm happy that you learned something and you improve a little bit more of that scarcity of being able to talk to your people.
Chris, I can say one more thing too.
Of course, Dylan. Yes, of course.
All right. Yeah, and then also, guys, one of the things that Chris said that's very, very, very much, like meat off the gritty of the bone is just that, when he was talking about, out of the whole 100%, that there's only 30% of the people who are more focused on building the business, then you have 70% of the people who just don't build. But for the people who are for the 70% of the people who do not build, they are taking they're pretty much taking the leverage away from themselves. It's like they're shooting themselves in the foot, you know what I mean, and standing in one place. So that was very, very, very much important, to me at least, to pretty much, to pretty much take into consideration. So that way, you can leverage yourself and you can be at a whole different plateau in the business. So that's something that's very much important. And I feel like that's something that's important to actually, make it be your best, to actually like take some of the notes down, try to absorb everything that you're saying, you know what I mean? And, pretty much, at the end of the call, we have these, reviews and stuff like that, So, yeah.
Thank you, Dylan. I'm gonna stop the live streaming now because everything was live streaming. So, guys, that video is gonna be there for a long time. Our first training.